don't see the light of day. Looking up to higher ground, thinking that'll be a sweet escape. These days gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance. A short bike ride to the crib using no hands. Oh shit, it feel like I'm floating, but I'm falling with both eyes closed when I let the world spin. Testing the water, she got my nerves tense. Back when I ain't even have a purpose, I was so eager to learn some things. Anxiety bring out the worst in me. Society paint me as enemy. My niggas making it by that remedy. I'm more occasional, don't do it regularly. Backs under my eyes, weighing down heavily. Mama been worried, the devil allegedly deep in the plan. Subconsciously wanted it since I was 10. I thought I was sharp on my scroll and my pen think it did. So mama found shit of them legs. She told me that's not who I am. But nowadays I put on for the fam, see it when I can. I'm surrounded by my feelings, I'm stuck on a Ferris wheel. I bet I perish with 140 acres. She want the horse and the carriage, a porcelain portion of garbage. I talk to the mirror, I know that life's not the fairest. I lost my can, I can't pay off the bills with the blessing. I'm sure I relate to the Reddit page. It's feeling like money is everything. Money is everything. It's everything I need. Till I lay my eyes on you. I don't know what this is, yeah, but it feel like it's real, baby. I don't wanna pretend, no. I just wanna come clear, wanna see you again. I wanna see you again. I wanna see you again. Yeah. Young nigga used to think this was everything I need, right? Not so fond of change, I'm too caught up in my way of thinking. I get by on me, no, I don't need nobody, yes. I was so naive, somehow I'm still all in on me, yeah. Way too many times I let the ball drop. Now I'm Steph Curry with the wrist flick, so they cold shoulders never defrost. No deal, but I pre-floss with the money tree in a deep pot. So I'm Cornell Haynes with the rundown. Bitch, I'm all in the field with the cleats off. Everything that I wanted to reach, I had the tunnel vision, couldn't see far. Negative vibes that I feed off got me up and down like a seesaw. All these decoys hit the destroy. Usually keep it poised, but it's ultra violent with the power moves when I deploy. For the real ones, I wanna feel something. Looking for a sign that I might be worth your time, yeah. When I look into your eyes, it make me feel alive. I don't know what this is, yeah, but it feel like it's real, baby. I don't wanna pretend, no. I just wanna come clear, wanna see you again. I wanna see you again.
Baby girl, you're so fine, I can't get you off my mind. Ooh girl, nah nah. Ooh girl, nah nah. Baby girl, don't need to flex. Dance to the rhythm and you do all the rest. Ooh girl, nah nah. Ooh girl, nah nah. Fly me up with dreams, the only thing I need. When I'm down, lift me up with your company. There's no telling what you and me creating. We're on the same wavelength. Feel the beat tonight, something good inside. Set you free, like you lose all track of time. Come on, have a conversation. Don't treat me like a stranger. You give me motivation, make my life vacation. When we are together, I surrender. Give you all my money, make you look so lovely. Never feeling lonely. Baby girl, you're so fine, I can't get you off my mind. Ooh girl, nah nah. Ooh girl, nah nah. Baby girl, don't need to flex. Dance to the rhythm and you do all the rest. Ooh girl, nah nah. Ooh girl, nah nah. You're my island,
darte poesías, cuentos, mi amor, yeah. El amor es tan corto, olvidarte, no, yeah. Los dos amamos de más, enamorado de tu mirar y tú de otra. Porque eres así, ya sé, bebé, no sientes lo mismo, lo que yo sentí para ti. Yo fui solo una noche más, no más, yeah. Lo que es, para ti fue una aventura y yo, bebé, quería ser tu Romeo la última vez. Seguro que la última vez. Ser doble cara está de moda. El egoísmo a ti te ahoga y tus mentiras. No dejo que eso siga. Prefiero un te odio más un te quiero que no sea de verdad. Estoy bien, eso es lo que digo, pero me duele si respiro. El problema no es que ya no haya nada, sino la verdad que nunca pudiste decirme, yeah, porque eres así, ya sé, bebé, no sientes lo mismo, lo que yo sentí para ti. Yo fui solo una noche más, no más, no sé ni por qué me duele. Se supone que estaba acostumbrada a tus traiciones, que nadie es como ella. Eso impone, la idea no es encontrar a alguien con tus mismas intenciones. Sé que la emoción que ha destrozado mi corazón lo irá a sanar, yeah. Solo hay que esperar. Prefiero un te odio más un te quiero que no sea de verdad. Estoy bien, eso es lo que digo, pero me duele si respiro. El problema no es que ya no haya nada, sino la verdad que nunca pudiste decirme, yeah, porque eres así, ya sé, bebé, no sientes lo mismo,
colder, you know. Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets hard.
What's going on? What's going on? We're back. Shout out to the C.
Say what's wrong, alright.
Hey. One love to the F. To the B.
'Cause I'm addicted to
I.
the good life.
Big Shirley.
Lead the way. I follow. No need to say where we are heading.
In the chat room.
I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge
Age.
of it all.
Gender. Let's get it. Come on.
'Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell me
Get 'em up.
lies.
Get 'em up. Get 'em up. Get 'em up.
Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem,
It's not a problem.
'cause I know what I'm getting into.
What are you getting into?
Nothing can stop me,
Come on.
'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way.
Big Shirley, come home early.
I follow. No need to say
Check the
where
sound.
we are headed
down.
now, babe.
Better check the
I
sound.
follow
Microphone check.
to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So
Little
tell
girl.
your good lies,
Baby Yoda,
'cause I'll find a better one.
get into it.
Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Bobbity bobbity bop. We are back. We are back. We are back. Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI, the feminine, the beautiful, inspirational ladies. How we doing? Camera 2, camera 1. Good. Hope everybody had a good weekend, a good Father's Day. I know I did. I did exactly what I wanted to do. A whole lot of chillaxing. Oh, yeah. Looking right. All right. Let's do over here. Camera 1. All right. So, welcome back. For those who don't know, my name is Kevin Samuels. I'm a professional image consultant, and my job is to make sure you look good, smell great, and are the best version of yourself each and every day. But we're here to talk about relationships and things like that. That's why most of you come. Have you ever noticed that when people are starting to lose an argument or lose the point, they start talking with their hands? When people start talking with their hands, go ahead and just put up a W in your head. Put up a W in your head and go ahead and give them an L. When they start talking like this, they have lost. I just gotta. Where are my manners? Where are my manners? Candle of the evening, Lalabo, Santal 26, quintessential masculine candle, and fragrance of the day was nothing other than one of the best smelling, most masculine English fragrances, Armand Jane Ormond Man. This stuff is spring, summer in a bottle. This is grown damn man sexy. No little boys allowed with that one. And then as we got into the evening, we went into Louis Vuitton, Le Mentete. My French is terrible, but my nose is on point. The number one selling fragrance for Louis Vuitton for men, La Mentete. If you ever get into a chance to go by the Louis Vuitton boutique, whether it's in Saks or the actual standalone, do yourself a favor, put your nose on it. If you're a white t-shirt or a white shirt kind of guy, this is it. Neither one of those are going to be mistaken for women's fragrances. All right. So let's do some housekeeping. Now remember, all I'm asking is that you guys keep the engagement up over 50%. The engagements are the likes or the dislikes. And if I look down at either given time and we don't have it, we'll have to go take a sound break, sound check, and I don't want to have to do that. So let's keep the engagement up. People are asking what's going on. I have 3 screens now. Main screen, 2 screens over here. Keep an eye on everything. Everything. So let's do this. Let's make sure that we have the chat here as well, the comment section. All right, so this is Welcome to Men's Week. When are you going to do some content about the men? When are you going to do content for the men? Oh, you asked for it. You got it. Toyota. It's Men's Week. And in Men's Week, we do content strictly directed at the men, for the men, man stuff. All right, so that camera's there. And I want to put that LUT on. All right, that's with camera. Let's do close up. Close up is already looking good. Take that down. That's that one. Let's do close up here. And then we'll go to side shot. Side shot. We'll dim side shot down. All right, just reset everything over here. So let's get her done. All right, set as default camera. The question of the day is PMS caused by modern men? Is PMS caused by modern men? Now, here's the thing I'm going to say. For everybody's been asking for men's content, I'm expecting the men to show up and show out. Moderators, keep the super chat in the comment section and keep the donation links up because you've been asking for men's content. So, men, let's see how the men are already representing. And I'm asking everybody, is PMS caused by modern men? What do you guys think? PMS caused by modern men. And all right, man, you always have some catchy, unique way of running stuff down. So what do you guys think? You might want to customize that. Got it. Home. Jesus Christ. Got it. All right. PMS. This week we're going to talk about PMS. PMS. One of the things that's most missing today with men is PMS. That's one of the things that's missing most today with modern men. Now, many people have called it power, money, sex, but there are more things than that. And today we're going to deal with P. The almighty P. Modern men today. Also, I want to weave into this announcement. Um, One of the things that helped me finally fill in the final block of understanding how my mind worked, how to become the best version of myself. I often talk about, a test that I took and a self-awareness self-awareness assessment I took that changed the game for me. Ever since I've taken this test, I have been full speed ahead. And I'm going to announce an offering to where you guys can take this assessment too and actually get some one-on-one coaching with probably the foremost experts in this environment of talking about individual strengths and your individual entrepreneurial or business builder kind of talents. I will leave a link down in the description, and I'm actually going to do. Earlier today, I was going to do an introduction to it, but I got pressed for time over here. But I will leave a link down in the description. I'm also going to probably do a standalone video, record it, and I'm going to talk about it again on Wednesday. But yeah, game changer. But today I want to get into the whole notion of today many men have a problem with power. Today many men have a problem with power or lacking power. Today a lot of guys don't even think in the concepts of power, the terms of power. And I am not going to deal with how we got where we are, whose French toast fault it is. I'm going to deal with the fact that it is absent. Far too many men today are thinking like sheep. Thinking like it or not, I'm going to use this term, like you're going to be a drone, a worker bee all your life. And go back 500 years ago, and a man had a profession. He specialized, he focused on something. If he was the blacksmith, the carpenter, the thatcher, the something, he had a profession. And today you've got jobs. And that's the way this country economy is structured. But here's the thing. In order to have power as a man, you're going to, in order to really exert what you're going to need to become confident, intelligent, and assertive, you're going to have power. And power does not come from money first. Now, I know we got the whole line of Scarface. First you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. That is a path. But you have to have the mindset to get money before you can get money. Money does not come to everybody. That's why being a high value man, like it or not, is greatly determined upon your income. If 90% of people could do it, it wouldn't be that high value now, would it? Power. How many of you guys are thinking about power? And the first thing I want to talk about is having a martial mind. A martial mind, a warrior spirit. A martial mind meaning so many guys today, you're a bunch of pussies. You're a bunch of pussies. When was the last time you actually physically had a fight? A physical one-on-one fight where you had to square up with another man and put your jaw on the line. And sadly, the way the world works today, so many men don't even physically know how to fight. Meaning, do you have any kind of martial training? Boxing, judo, taekwondo, shotokan, aikido, kung fu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, jeet kune do, wing chun. MMA is new. Shout out to MMA. But guys, I'm going to tell you the first thing, having a martial mind, if you can't take care of yourself, why do you even become a high value man? Why do you want all these things out of life if you can't protect it? I was talking to my lady friend and I was like, look here, no matter where we're at, if somebody were to reach out and touch you, the first thing you would do is you would expect me to address it. You wouldn't expect me to be like, security, or hey guy, let's negotiate. You'd be expecting me to go in his jaw. And guys, if you're not capable of doing this, whether you should do it or not is not the point. A man who has a martial mind has a level of confidence that most men don't. Most men got to run to go get a gun, knife, or something. If you don't have a martial mind, it is time for you to take this time to start developing this. No different than getting in the gym and getting your body right, getting your mind right. You need to learn how to combat. You need to learn how to physically fight. And I mean physically fight beyond a green belt level. I mean fight. You need to become proficient. I think every guy needs to have at least a brown belt level of proficiency in something. I'm not going to say everybody needs to have black belt level, but brown belt is above average. That means against an untrained fighter, you can stand your own and walk away from 90% of your altercations. See, many times guys are like, I wish I had your confidence. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Because a man who has a martial mind, a man who knows he knows how to take care of himself, carries himself in a different way. You don't have to talk a bunch of shit. You don't have to sell a bunch of wolf tickets. You can be quiet. You can let people say anything they want to about you as long as they don't touch you. If they touch you, you make sure they don't touch anything else for a long time. A martial mind. There used to be a part of becoming a man, a gentleman. You actually had to have a standard education, a classical education, meaning you learned your Shakespeare, your philosophy, your art history, things like that. You also had to become proficient in some sort of munition, some sort of weapon, whether it was learning how to shoot, bow and arrow, sword, staff, something. And then the ultimate is when you've become disarmed, you run out of ammunition, these. 3, I suggest brown belt in at least one thing, but I would tell you, deciding to start learning martial arts in my teens was one of the best decisions I ever made. I was a skinny kid. I was a pretty boy. I had long curly hair, long eyelashes, and a lot of the guys hated it. Their girlfriends thought I was cute. So I had to hear this shit all my life. But guarantee you one thing, they didn't bother me because it got around town that you mess with Kevin, he gonna break something. The guy don't start fights, but he damn sure ends them. So y'all can laugh at my high school pictures all they want to, but I guarantee you, y'all wouldn't have said shit to me back then. Moving forward, you need to become proficient, and if you know one, you need to cross-train. Cross-train in another discipline. Just because you know Taekwondo, go learn Shotokan. Learn the art of hard hand strikes to go along with the Korean art of kicking. You need to have a balanced approach to training because you won't always be able to punch, or you won't always be able to kick. Sometimes you may need to punch, and sometimes you may need to grapple or even use a weapon, which is why I finished out with Kung Fu. A martial mind. A man who's powerful in his mind can become powerful other places. But if you're powerful in your body and you're weak in your mind, you're about to be somebody's slave. Get my likes up. Shouldn't have to keep asking y'all to do that. All right. So, martial mind. Gentlemen, power, mental. You need to train yourself, become proficient in something. One of the biggest problems today is you guys are too spread out. You want to do everything tomorrow. I want to be a hunter, a fisher, a hiker, a motorcycle rider, a daredevil. No, focus on something and become exceptionally good at that. But you know, that requires the 3 Ps. It requires power, purpose, and patience. We talk about purpose all the time. But guess what? You really should not be on your purpose until you're really in your mid-30s or 40s. It takes patience. It takes failing at a lot of things and trying to become powerful at several things. Guys, purpose, patience. It takes patience to become an expert at anything. And far too many guys today, you want it quick. You want it easy. That's why this whole high value man. This is why so many guys want to change the definition of high value man to remove the money component. You can't remove the money component from high value. I don't care what you say. High value will start with a money component. That is the way the world has defined it. You may want to change the definition to fit it, but I never hear a man who's making the money want to change the definition. I've never heard of a man who's actually making the money target want to change the definition. That does not mean that if you're not a high value man, you're worthless. You guys know my stance on that. But we got to let things be what it is, because there needs to be a reward for going to law school and going to medical school and sacrificing 10 years. There needs to be a reward in going to become a professional salesperson and invest hundreds, thousands of dollars in training. There needs to be a reward for the people who are willing to do the work. If everyone could get the outcome, it wouldn't be worth anything. All right. Having a problem with my remote here, but anywho. Let's keep it moving. Patience. How many of you have the patience to become a productive man, a man of purpose, a man of value? Without patience, you won't get there, because most people want to rush in. You want it too quick. How many, if you ever had a mother or a grandmother, somebody in your family who could bake, you understand that it takes a long time to cook good food. You got to put it in a crock pot and put it on slow and let the things get in there and mix together. Shout out to Kwame Brown. He always talk about his mama's cooking. Yeah, that's mama's cooking. But I came from a family of baking people. And one of the worst things was when you decide you wanted that cake and you had to have that toothpick. And you had to push it all the way down. The cake looks like it's done on top, but you put that toothpick in there and it comes out wet. Many of you, if I put a toothpick in you, most of you are wet through and through. And you're wanting to be on the shelf and be sold. No. To be a man, PMS is not for young men. There needs to be, we have told guys that you need to be everything by 25. That's bullshit. Your 20s are a time for exploration and failure. You shouldn't be thinking about a woman and a family until you scratch 30. 35 is optimal. You need to be out failing in spectacular fashion and trying again in your 20s. In your 30s, figuring out which path you're going to go down. This path or that path. Family, no family. This, that, whatever your choice that is. But then in your 30s, trimming away the fat of your 20s and getting into the core group of people, and then getting that win and riding in that Peloton and going on down the road. This is how men who think in the terms of power think. It is a long-term strategy. It is not short-term. Oftentimes I have people book a session with me and they want to ask me, how do I become a high-value man? I'm 23 years old. I just graduated from college. I'm like, or I've been in my industry for 3 years and I want to go out and start my own business. No. Let me say this as well. The internet is a great tool, but it's just that, a tool. It has not changed the fundamentals of business. Most of you guys wanting to start your own business, you haven't even become an expert in your craft yet. Many of you have not even put in the 10,000 hours of mastery. And that is why, going back to a martial mind, it's so important. It makes you start from no belt to black belt. And you learn that you have to learn more along the way. Every step you learn more. And the more you learn, the more you recognize what you did not know, or you refine it. But here's the last thing. Black belt, many of us thought black belt means you're an expert. No, black belt just means you're proficient. You got your basic training. I want to make black belt men. Black belt men who are CIA or black belt men, having the confidence to actually cold approach a woman, even though just last week I said, ladies, you're going to have to figure out how to flirt with a man so you can send choosing signals. But if you're a man and has the power to understand and get choosing signals to draw the world to you, and you have the ability to approach, pitch, and close, you're a bad mother sucker. You're a bad boy. As a martial artist, you're a bad dude if you can punch, if you can strike, kick, and grapple. You're a bad boy. But everybody has its limitations. And that's another thing. You got to understand your limitations. As good of a fighter as I was, I fought full contact until I was 40 years old. Yes, I used to be a bouncer at some nightclubs in Oklahoma on the weekends for fun. Yep, I've done that. Yes. Yep. And most people don't believe it. Even my closest friends never believed it. So I took him to the club where I used to be there. And he saw the guy say, this dude right here. He's like, really? You got to challenge yourself, gentlemen. But my point is, I've told a story where I actually had somebody spit in my face. And it was 5 of them and 2 of us. And I just let it ride because I could take my 3, but my guy couldn't take his 2. You got to know your limitations. As proficient of a fighter as I was, I know guys the size of Charles Faulkner. I would not want to fight that guy in a ring. Why? Because I'm in a freaking ring. He has the size and the weight advantage on me. In an open field, I would fight because I can use the terrain to my advantage. But you still got to fight smart. Understand something. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, I love the scene between the Mountain and the Red Viper of Dorne. I'm going to be Thanos. I am K.R.R. Martin. Peace out, George. I'm rewriting this. In my version, the Red Viper of Dorne would not have gloated and taunted Gregor Clegane sitting on the ground. He would have continued to stab him and let him die. He would have let his blood out. He wouldn't have been so focused on revenge from Tywin. He would have made Tywin watch him kill his best man. Why is the red viper in the mountain, the viper in the mountain such a good thing? Because you see a smaller man against a man who is a freak of nature, huge with a huge sword. Everyone was terrified, but not the man who was powerful, not the man who had supreme training, not the man who was proficient in long weapons, close combat, short weapons, and poisons. That's a dangerous man. We are so used to looking at people who look tough and powerful, we don't even recognize what real power looks like. That's why so many, and I'm going to go to the black men, that's why so many of us today look like you bad, but you ain't shit. You're not shit without your gun. You're not shit without this or that. Can you handle yourself? If you are the shit, close your mouth and let your work speak for itself. See, if you are really what you say you are, shut up. Shut up. Hashtag show your work. Before there was a high value anything, there was show your work. Let people talk. Let people say what they're going to say. Be on your purpose, be patient, and think power. Not pride. not ego. Recognize your limitations and recognize you're going to fail a lot, and that's cool. They're not failures, they're lessons. Learn from them. Learn from them, embrace them. So when people try to throw them up in your face, you proudly own them. Yes, I failed at that. Right. That was horrible. Yeah, that was terrible. That's why I keep my L's up right so y'all can see. Why? Because I've never tried to hold myself out of something that I'm not. But we are all in the process of becoming, and you can't let somebody make you feel bad because you lost at something. All that means is you tried. You tried, you didn't do well, you failed better. Hell no, I wouldn't. I thought about all the people who talk shit online. Charles Faulkner, shout out to Charles Faulkner. I thought about all the people who talk shit online. All the people who pop mad shit online. And there is only one person that I've ever said that I would not want to, that I don't think I could take. I would not want to risk it. And I've met a lot of people. And this is no disrespect to the people I have met. But Charles, he's a big, strong guy. And I'm like, and he's trained. I'm like, it's kind of like looking at Michael Jai White. That dude is a muscular dude, and he's a trained dude. Discretion is the better part of valor. I don't listen to a lot of shit most people talk online. But you wouldn't say that to me in person. That's how I often think about a lot of people just bip, bip, bip. I'm like, cool. That's cool on the other side of the camera. Shout out to Alpha Male Strategist. One of the first things he said, I don't listen to that stuff. You just wouldn't say that in my face. And does that mean I'm weak? Does that mean I'm scared? Does that make Charles superior to me? Well, in this particular case, yes. But you better find people who are superior because you learn what you can learn from those folks. And you've tried to figure out why would it even get there is the most important thing. One of the lowest form of martial arts is ever letting someone see that you know it. It is a weak man who has to fight all the time. We often get power confused. Meekness is strength under control. Stop letting people manipulate language to make you run out in the world like a crash test dummy. I'm powerful. I'm an alpha male. I got to do something, carry your ass right on to one of themselves. Power, purpose, patience. See, let me translate this into women. Many of the times, the problems that we have with women, let me make it personal, that I had with women is when I took my eye off of power. I got comfortable. I had enough of a lead. And I stopped thinking about power. That didn't make me lazy. It's just I took my eye off of it. And had I been raised by the kind of men that I wish I had been raised by, they would have told me, no, man, this is the time you put your foot on the gas and really go. You don't slow down. Yes, you take a break. You get you a Monte Cristo #2 torpedo. You get you a McAllen 25. You get you a nice 12-ounce filet with the bone in, medium rare with kosher salt on the side, a little asparagus, a crab cake. You do these things. And then you get your ass back in and start scrapping again. You don't sit back and order the steak and then the lobster, then the crab, then this, then that, and you keep eating and eating and eating and eating because eventually the bill's gonna come. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, ladies, we also gonna talk about a topic next week. This buy now, worry later. See, oftentimes when we take our eyes off of power, our mouths write a check that our ass can't cash. See, what the real issue is the next steps in power, I lacked the skill sets. Meaning I was a good individual contributor. I was a hell of an individual player, but I lacked the ability to effectively network and play well with others. Hello, all black men. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for us right now. Yeah, hell yeah. We're great individual scorers, Oh shit, we'll playground basketball it up, but have us try to run a play well with the group. Excuse me? What? Oh no, you just want everybody to give you the ball and you want you to clear out, let me do what I do. No. See, anytime you're on top or you're winning and you decide to slow down, there's usually because there's something coming ahead that you don't want to deal with. There's a curve coming up and your car does well straight, but you don't know how to corner. You can't drift. You can't do something. Well, the way I used to think back then, I'll wait. I figured out I'll analysis paralysis instead of speed into the corner. Learn. Figure out. And one of the best things, one of my best friends, and then he'll tell you, one of the best things I ever learned is to admit I don't know shit. One of the best things I ever learned through therapy is to admit I don't know a damn thing. You're good at this. I don't know how to do it. Teach me. Best practices. And trying and failing. See, a powerful man understands it's a long-term game. And it's not, you don't worry about failing in front of people who don't necessarily matter to your end-term success. Yeah, you fall. People are going to laugh. Think about when I was a young boy and I played the cornet. 4th grade cornet, it was hell on my family and my neighbors. I sounded horrible. But when I went from cornet to second chair, third chair cornet, second chair cornet, first chair cornet, then I graduated to trumpet, but I had to go back to third chair trumpet instead of first chair cornet. Yeah. Second chair trumpet, first chair trumpet, drum major, jazz band. There was a time about 6 years later, where my neighbors would come outside, pour a glass of wine, smoke their cigarettes, and wait to hear me play Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, Herb Alpert. Just something. You have to have the patience to go through the pain. So a lot of us don't want to deal with the pain because we didn't learn how to deal with pain. This is where daddy not being there fucks up so many of us because we got all this testosterone and we don't know how to deal with pain in a masculine way. So we end up bitching out. We end up dealing with pain in a feminine way because we was raised by our mamas. And there's no shot at the mothers. But mothers cannot raise sons effectively to deal with male emotions. Emotions and testosterone are fucking dangerous. I was talking to a friend of mine who's a psychiatrist, and I was like, anyway. Pain. Pain has a purpose. But incorrectly channeled through the feminine emotions in a masculine frame leads to chaos and destruction. Because all it takes is that. One bad decision, one wrong move, one wrong step. And you can have life-altering choices. This is why training is so important. Discipline is so important. Power is not a boy's game. It's a man's pursuit. Power in all things. Power at all times. The game of power is something that men worldwide approve. We understand, and black men in particular, this is what we must start doing. Our women are in power. Understand something. Power only accedes to a demand. You want power? Power must be taken. It's not given. Our first thing in our community is we can talk about the bonnets and the slippers and all this other stuff until we actually are working together and take the power position in our own community. No other race of men has to take us seriously. So yeah, while we sit around and talk about Big Shirley and all this other stuff. Yeah. one way to actually combat this stuff is become the group of men we need to be, and we determine what's acceptable for them, and then they have a choice. If they want to be on our if they want to be on the winning team, they want to be where this is. They gotta decide to do what? Drop the weight, check the attitude, put the bonnet up, all the stuff we've been asking. Get power. Then you can start making demands. I don't expect black women to give us anything. They shouldn't. We have to take it. Because if we can't, every other group of men has to fight for power. You have to fight for power amongst them. Well, how are we going to fight on both sides? We got to fight our women and the world? Yes. Now what? What you want me to tell you? No. Cry me a river. Fuck you. There's no crying in baseball. Oh, man, that's fucked up, man. The Moynihan Report and the Civil Rights Movement, yep, you right. You know me, I'm on your side, but I ain't never been nobody to tell me to get to the back of the bus. I've never really feared a lynching. I mean, come on, man. I am the number one advocate, but I'm more of an advocate for men taking power. And the first thing you must master is yourself. If you cannot master you can call yourself a high value man, an alpha male, a select guy. You can call yourself Rumpelstiltskin, is all I care. But you can't lead nobody if they don't choose to follow you. You can pound your chest and say you alpha, 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 alpha. But if they're not following you, what are you going to do? Sign language them? Oh, you should follow me because I'm an alpha. Look at how strong I am. Look at how deep my voice is. Look at my beard. Look at my tattoos. Look at this. Look at that. No. Alphas don't have to walk around saying I'm alpha. Grandfather with a 4th grade education. You've all heard this before. If you got to say I'm a man in my own house, you've already lost. If you got to go ahead and tell people you're an alpha, what? Power. 3 male archetypes. And I'm going to open up the call lines. 3 male archetypes. And this is where I'm about to really go in the black male community. Stop being stupid. 3 male archetypes. Refined, rakish, and rogue. Refined. I fall into the refined category. Much more of a sophisticated gentleman. Martinis, that kind of stuff. Don Draper, Mad Men, that's a refined kind of style personality. Rakish, think of Johnny Depp. Think of actually Tony Stark in Iron Man. Robert Downey's Tony Stark. He's much more of the rake. And then the rogue. Think Han Solo, Harrison Ford. Much more of a swashbuckling personality. Refined, rakish, and rogue. I've talked about this. And the more direct translation to the black community would be the pretty boy, the bad boy, and the roughneck. The pretty boy, the bad boy, and the roughneck. The problem is in our community, we have made it to where only one personality is considered to be above all the others. We've made it to where the rogue, the roughneck. We made it to where the roughneck is the only thing we'll accept. Because see, the bad boy can still have a suit on. The rogue doesn't wear a suit. We've made it to where we have a one-dimensional masculinity in the black community. This is why people continue to call a man like myself gay. When in every other community, I'm just called a producer. The concept of calling a man gay because he actually cares about his appearance is learned and does the work day in and day out, we minimize it because you've been told that the only masculinity in that's valid is the roughneck. And this is I'm gonna say in Generation X, this is where we dropped the ball. We seeded the ground to gangster rap and hip hop. We went to college and X-Clan and Public Enemy were in. And we seeded the ground to this gangster rap hip hop, the thugification of Black America, to where you got to be street or hood to be a man. Except that don't run no business. That doesn't run any businesses. The rogues of any group doesn't build like the bad boy, the pretty boy. The rogue of any group does not build like the refined and the rake. Now, why is every other group, they don't fight between those three? But in our group, it's constant infighting because we got this only one can be right. Some people call it the Highlander or the Jesus thing. All I'm saying, and if you as a Black man cannot get over this bullshit, or if you're not alpha unless you're a roughneck, get out of here. Get out of here. Because one of the main things we do with ourselves is we limit ourselves by our own image. Just Google search Black man. Just Google search Black man. See what pops up. Then Google search white man. Google search Chinese man, Mexican man, Pakistani man. Just Google and see what images pop up. Now the funny thing is, back in the 50s and 60s, we embraced all three. We had the rogue, the rake, and the refined. We had the pretty boy, the bad boy, and the roughneck. We had all of those. But when you allow somebody to take away things and we define ourselves by one thing, they are limiting your power options. That means you can only one run play. And all they got to do is shut that play down. The NFL used to be a running league for the longest until people start learning how to pass and run and then throw passes to backs coming to running backs are coming out of the backfield. Now the NFL, we went from a running league to the West Coast offense, changed the game. So gentlemen, I don't care if 80% of us are born out of wedlock. I don't care about institutionalized this or whatever. Every group has its challenges. Prejudice is a human condition. Some sort of ism is a human condition. The trick is to make yourself powerful enough to where it doesn't affect you. In this country, it starts first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. And I've already said it in this country, but for us, it has to start here and here. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe it still is all the women, and I can hear it already. It don't matter what we do, the women are still gonna be out of control, and okay. But I would tell you this way: I would rather be on this side fighting that battle than broke. I'd rather be on this side fighting that battle than in a position of powerlessness. I would rather be on this side and on a trying something different instead of just throwing your hands up and saying, well, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us. Everything that's ever been done has been bigger than any one man. Let's get to it. In order to talk to me, you must be on camera. Whether you're on Zoom or whether you're side by side on the interview, you must be on camera. You must have your background noise cut off. One person at a time. And like anything else, you cannot overtalk me. What do you disagree about? Let's talk about the problem. Let's get it.
Lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay pues emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Yeah. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, yeah, de corazón. De corazón. Yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunes. Lunático.
You must be on subject. 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 What are the disagreements? What are the issues? If you don't have an issue or a disagreement, free up the space. If you're calling in to say you appreciate the platform and things like that, I appreciate it, but that's not tonight. Tonight it's time for men to talk about man stuff. There we go. Put the link right there. Boom. Oh my God. Just a second. Why is it not going back? All right. Has everybody seen the link in the chat room? Been posted? There it is. I'm going to post that again so everybody can see. I prefer you guys to join via The Ask Godfather link. Ask Godfather is going to be the one that gets priority because that's split screen. Zoom, I'm not going to do, and it's not going to be a panel. It's going to be one-on-one. So the people who join on the Ask Godfather will get in quickest. All right. And as I figured, there was going to be a gang load of folks over in Zoom call. I'm only going to go through one at a time. So it's like 17 of y'all already. If you really want to talk, go to the Ask Godfather link. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll go one at a time. If you're not on video, you can't come in. Oh, you got to be on video, man. You can't have, I don't want to look at your kitchen. You got to be on video. All right, I'm going to mention this one more time and I'm going to hang up on you. Joseph, get on. You got to be on video or I'm going to drop you. Well, bye, Joseph. Guys, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. You got to be on the camera. And just like y'all always talking about the women, they need to be ready. Don't be coming in here in your male bonnets. Don't be coming in here with your room dirty. Don't be coming in here laying on the goddamn couch. It's in a frat room. Get your shit together. Goodbye, Sarge. Told you your camera has to be on. Hello? Gotta hold the camera steady, Wesley. All right. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Hello? Hello? How are you? Good. What's your disagreement?
Bad boy and pretty boy. I don't fall in either one of those categories. Not a pretty boy, never claimed to be, not a bad boy. Grew up in a rough neighborhood, but never consider myself like a bad boy roughneck. So, I mean, I would maybe ask, and I know this is your platform, that maybe there'd be a fourth category.
Nope.
Okay.
Fine, rakish, and rogue. They're always the same. See, it's one thing we have to do in the Black community. We always want to change definitions of shit.
That's true. That's true. And
so whatever one you
right.
fit mostly into, that's what it is.
I
mean, and here's the thing, whatever you fit mostly into is what it is. Because if we did what you say, right? Then somebody could say, well, I don't fall in either one of those. Can we have another category? I don't fall in one of those. Can I have another category? Then you got all this other stuff going on like today with all these pronouns and it. No, man.
Good point. I mean, I think that's
I mean, I get what you're saying, but we are people who always want to be individuals.
No, I don't think I want to be an individual. And I understand what you're saying. We try to individualize. I think one of the problems we have is not coming together. And I think your points as it relates to us controlling our imagery and controlling media, I think is very important.
When we control our image, the first image we control is the one that's in the mirror.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's the one that you have the most power over. And it's really no real strong disagreement.
Okay.
Honestly, I think you're doing a great job. I wish you had been around when I was 40 rather than me being 57.
I appreciate it, but I got
You got a lot of people
15
go.
people
So
over
peace.
here.
Keep
So
up the
thank
good
you.
work.
Appreciate
Yes, sir.
it. All right, guys, I'm going to ask everybody in either room, if you don't have a disagreement, please drop. Okay? I got 24 people over here and a full house over here. You all can't have disagreements. So I'm going to go back and play a quick song. Wait for the people to disagree to drop and then come back.
What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to the knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick. This song right here is for all the fellas out there taking care of business and making that money to provide for their ladies, provide for their family. And to all the ladies out there, the fellas are gonna need a little bit more than a big piece of chicken. If you got a good man and you want for nothing, and you wanna keep that man, you need to learn how to check that attitude. You need to show some appreciation. You need to show some respect. Girl, you need to bow down. All my fellas, tell your ladies. Bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love, you feel that? Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and loyalty, I need that. Friendship and trust, I've earned that. Gratitude, appreciation, I deserve that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Baby girl, what's the deal? Got no time for freaking girl, you're acting mad. Never want for nothing cause I'm paying the bill. Sleeping all day, the house is filthy. No meal. Come on, girl, give me some feedback. Let me know what's good, what's up. Where's your head at? Giving me attitude, not today, girl. Dead that. Strip off them clothes, I'm tryna beat that. Bed that. You're really saying not tonight? Not tonight. My blood is boiling hot, girl. You're getting me tight. Aw, man. To the right. Don't let that door hit your ass when you leave. You talking like you hot, you not. Bugging out. Shorty, I know dime pieces, trust me, you not. I can get a next chick, next one. Like Gucci said, in the next 15 minutes. You ain't special, don't be foolish. Running around town like you rich, no, I'm rich. Without me, you wouldn't even have that. I'm Scrooge McDuck swimming in money. Hold my top hat. Park Avenue lifestyle, you love it. You're acting out of order and now you're gonna lose it. You claim that you're in love with me, in love with me. You wanna be my wifey, be my wifey. That's looking pretty bleak, unlikely. You should've paid homage, girl, you fucked up. Can't do it, no more, I'm done. I'm fed up, game over, clock ran out. Girl, your time's up, get your things, have a nice life. Keep your head up like Shaq and Kobe was a good team. But now we broke up, should've bowed to me, kneel.
Oh, Nick.
Hey, Kevin.
How are you? What's the disagreement?
The disagreement is on the process of power back as a people.
Excuse me?
We don't need.
Hold on. The disagreement say what?
Go for it. On the process of taking our power back as a people, right? So, and this is more a devil's advocate position thing.
I didn't give a process of taking the power back.
Well, then how do we? Then that's really what is. How do we do? I've heard you talk at length at different times about controlling the black male image, about controlling our image.
But I didn't give a process of taking our power back.
That's true.
So that's not what I'm talking about. I've talked about controlling your image.
All right.
The other people can talk about the process of taking it all back. That's not. I don't do everything. How old are you?
28, sir.
Did you go to college?
Yes, sir. Spent 7 years in the military. Actually spent a lot of time in your hometown in Oklahoma City, Tinker Air Force Base. And then got my degree last year
In what?
in a business administration. Partly my clearance into doing some
And what are you doing now?
consulting work in DC.
Okay. And what are your plans? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
I'm at that point trying to figure that out. I've got a good career going, got a set up as well. But
Yeah, but at 28 years old, he's trying to figure it out.
yeah, ex-
And your competitors are doing what?
they're locked in. They're locked in. I'm figuring it out.
No sense of urgency with most black men.
Hmm.
But you want to talk about the process of taking power back when the very power that you need to be operating is your profession and understanding where you want to be in 1, 3, 5, 10 years, locked in. You married?
No, sir.
Any
No, not
children?
married. Kids.
None?
No, not that I know of.
Do you want to have any?
I do. Still trying to figure out the process that goes along with that. I was introduced to
How
your content prop
how many hours a
that
week are you working?
50. Need to make it more.
Salary?
Salary.
You have a part-time job?
On trying to build up a and doing some entertainment stuff on the side as well.
You know
So
me.
stand up stuff.
Some stand-up stuff.
Yeah, that's my passion. If I can make money doing that.
Oh. Passions are great. Passions are
Exactly.
great, but you get to do those after you're successful.
Yeah.
Are you making 3 times your age in income?
More than that.
Good. But
Hmm.
still, now the point is, see, we talk about the whole process of power. Do you have a network of men that you can call on and collaborate with and build with?
I'm building that this year. That's a big focus for me.
All
Really
right.
getting out
So
there and,
this is one of the places where we
mhm,
fell behind. At almost, you'll be 30 just like that. You're still trying to get
mhm,
yourself locked in as far as your career plans, and you don't have a network.
mhm,
When
mhm,
your non-black counterparts are coming out of school with these things in mind and building networks and going and building their
mhm,
network of men. Many of these guys, if you plan on staying in corporate America, marriage is
mhm,
going to be on the, especially if you plan on going up, marriage is going to be on the docket at some point because there is a marriage cap and everybody can
mhm.
like it or dislike it. So, in due respect, stand up.
Yeah,
I don't really
yeah,
care
I know.
about passion. I care about practicality. And so many of us have passions, and while we're sitting around
Hmm.
trying to figure it out, and then we wonder why our women won't follow us.
Agreed.
All right,
I
man.
agree. Hey,
Okay, let me get on to the next person. Uh, Go ahead, unmute yourself. I need you to stay still. You got to stand still. Unmute yourself, please. Hello. 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 Yes, I can. How old are you? Okay. What is your disagreement at 22 years old?
Okay, my disagreement per se is, I guess we it's with Black America, well, Black men, to be honest.
What,
I'm a military man. Stationed in the United States Air Force.
okay, I want to be
But
clear. You
as
have a problem with Black America?
black black men, because we try to put so much emphasis on trying to make it now, trying to do everything now. And like you said, patience.
Okay, that's not a disagreement with anything I'm talking about. We have a disagreement with anything I'm talking about.
Not, I mean,
Okay.
I'm
Okay, guys, if you don't have a disagreement with anything I'm talking about, due respect, please fall back. I have 50 some odd people wanting to get in. I'm going to ask the same questions. If you don't have a disagreement with something I talk about, please fall back. I don't want your disagreements with Black America. You got to have a disagreement with something I talk about. I can't see you, Ray. You seem kind of off there, but we'll go. Hello?
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, we're going to skip on through. All right, let's go here. And I'm going to come back to Zoom. Hello?
Hey, how's it going, Samus?
Good, how are you? How old are you?
My disagreement.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Your disagreement?
My disagreement with what you're presenting this evening is that without power, us as African American men can't be productive or continue to move forward in society. And I've made a lot of mistakes at 31, but
Your disagreement is, make your disagreement concise. It sounds like you have a disagreement without, I don't understand what your disagreement is.
yeah, I'm having a hard time forming it into words, honestly. So yeah, I apologize for wasting your time.
All right. See, this is, all right, let's get on to the next person. Guys, do me a favor, try to have it kind of formulated what you want to talk about. Because when I click to you, you're going to be on. When I click here, you're going to be on and ready to go. You know what? Let me do this in the Zoom room because there's just so many folks over here. Let's do this. All right. So here's the thing. Let's do this. All right, that's one person. That's two people. Okay, is Ishmael. You ready? Wave. Wave if you're ready to go. All right. All right. Hello?
What's going on?
How are you? How old are you?
Hear me? I'm 28.
All right. What's the disagreement?
I don't feel even if Black men reach the certain level that that we should aspire to reach, I don't think the Black women will follow us. I feel like 80% of them will still shit on us and leave us hanging.
Why? First of all, you said I feel twice. See any issue with that?
No.
That's a problem. As a man, you shouldn't worry about how you feel. It's about what we think and what we do. It's one of the things we talk about women all the time. They always say, I feel, I feel, I feel. So what makes Black women biologically different than any other group of women?
Biologically?
Yes.
There is no difference.
Then why
not
would they
from a
not respond
biological
to?
perspective.
Then why would they not respond to the same evolutionary biology type things?
From what I've seen from anecdotal experience, uh, it's like it's a temporary it's a temporary
What part of the country do you
reaction.
live in?
I'm in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
So why does the divorce rate drop dramatically for black couples as well over an income of $250,000?
I didn't know that.
Maybe because you're not part of that group. See, if you're going to say something like that, I'm going to challenge it. Because basically what you're putting
For
out
sure.
here is you don't feel black women are going to, okay, I'll go with that. But why? Based upon what?
It's what I've seen my entire life.
You know, they're
Black
28
women
years
have been
old.
my enemy my entire life.
They've been your what?
My enemy.
What do you mean your enemy?
Whether it's me, whether it's people that I know or people that I'm even related to, if there are strides towards success that are being made, um, there's an active effort to get in the way of the progress of what it is that we're doing. Like honestly, like
What does that mean though? You come in and say black women have been my enemy. You're gonna have to give me a specific. I'm
okay,
letting you go, man. I'm
I
trying to.
recently, I recently dated a woman who was pursuing a dual doctorate degree in medicine and in chemistry,
I'm a
and
PhD.
throughout the entire relationship, uh, throughout the entire relationship, the only time that we didn't have an argument or we didn't have any kind of ridiculous back and forth is when we were having sex. You know what I'm saying? Like
How
once
old are
the
you?
orgasm was out the window,
How old are you?
28,
And how long did you guys
28.
date?
I've known her for 8 years, dated her for 1.
And you dated to what end? What was the intended outcome? To what end? Yeah, dating has a purpose.
I was looking I was interested in marrying her.
You dated her
For
with
sure.
okay. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a musician and an Uber driver.
What?
I
Are
know.
you serious? Are you trolling me? Ninja,
No,
what?
I'm not.
Ninja, what? You date. Your enemy is your pocketbook.
I know.
Don't come here to talk about black women as your man. See, I mean, are you being serious, bro?
I am, but the finances is definitely something that I'm working on.
No, hell no. A black woman who's dating you actually came in here to tell me that you dated a black woman who's pursuing 2 dual doctorates.
I'm a PhD.
And you're a goddamn
Yeah.
Uber driver and you're a musician. That's not a problem, except you frame black women as your enemy. And your enemy is your inability to be productive on a serious level.
That's not currently true for me.
Well, here's the thing. I talked about what makes black women different on an evolutionary biological scale than any other group of women. You could not say that. I asked you about the decrease in the divorce rates over $250,000 for a couple. You didn't know about that. You said from your anecdotal experience, but unless you make that, your anecdotal experience has been respect yours.
Well, so outside of me, I have mentors that I work with
My
that
ultimate
have
point
gone
is
through
at
that.
28 years old, you're too young to be trying to talk about getting married anyway. See, you haven't found yourself. And if I go with what you said, your failure in relationships are justified by calling black women your enemy instead of looking in the mirror and saying, where am I at?
I do
Where
that
am
every
I
day.
at and why and why what makes you said you were looking at her to be a wife possibly. What makes you a husband?
Outside from what standpoint?
Can you provide for a family?
Not yet, no.
Then then you were dating this woman with the eye to marry her and you couldn't even provide for a family. Your problem isn't the women, man. The problem, see, this is the problem with too many of us as black men. We look to we don't have power. We're not trying to be serious. I mean, no disrespect, but I'm tired of hearing black men who are musicians and rappers and producers and actors and massage therapists and Uber drivers and chefs. Where's the trade? Where's the profession? Where's the real world? Something you walk into a Chamber of Commerce meeting with a business card and say, this is who I am and what I do, to where other men will take you seriously.
Was that rhetorical, or did you want me to respond?
Nah, I'm asking you, because if you were to go into a Chamber of Commerce meeting on any given Tuesday or Thursday, how many musician Uber drivers do you think you'd meet that were non-black?
None.
All right.
None. It's not where I plan on staying or what I'm working towards in the future.
I get it. I get that. However, you were dating a woman who is heavily degreed, and women respond to power. Unfortunately, she dwarfed you in power potential. So the only place you could dominate and show any power is in the bedroom, because she did not have to take you seriously. You weren't on the same level. See, and this is why I can't allow to stand when you come in here saying black women are this or black women are that. Are you a competitive black man?
Yes, I would say so.
Competitive against who?
Against I guess like people in my tax bracket. I don't want to stay here. I'm trying to get to the top 1%.
Okay. Well, that's the main thing. Becoming a productive, competitive, successful man, men who are that way tend to have fewer problems because they have more leverage. Did you have
That's
any?
something that I realized watching your content.
Well, so it's not black women. It's not women. You have little leverage in a relationship with a woman who's going to get 2 degrees. And I asked
But what I'm saying is,
you said I asked you, how long have you known her? 8 years. You've known her long enough to know who she is and what she's about. You said you were with her for 1 year. I said, to what end? You said to marriage, and you're not in a position to be a husband. You can't provide for a family. You shouldn't have been in a relationship. That's the ultimate answer. You shouldn't have been in a relationship. She should have been on out somewhere else dealing with somebody who wanted what she wanted, but you were not in a position to deal with any women to that end. Casually, socially, sure. But talking about a wife, you can't provide.
Okay, so that goes against stuff that you've said previously, because what I make currently right now is average income. I average about 45,000 a year.
Goes against what I've said.
You're saying that that in order for someone to even consider marriage, that they should be making in the top 1%, or
No, I didn't.
at least that.
When have I said that? When have I said that?
Isn't that what you're saying right now? You're saying that
no, sir. That is not. No. You said it conflicts with what I said, and I asked you, what did I say? And you just said, well, aren't you saying in order to be married, you need to be in the top 1%? Do you understand?
To be completely all right.
Okay. No, that's not what no, stop. No. That's not what I said. That means that the only people who could get married are in the top 1%. I asked you, could you provide for a family? I didn't ask you how much money you made. I asked you, and you said no.
At 45,000, I mean, it's not.
Then that's all you need to know. You shouldn't be looking to marry anybody if you can't provide.
I told her that I needed time to build it up.
It doesn't matter what you told her. You shouldn't have been with her.
Okay.
She was going for all right, man. See, we have a problem. If you pick a woman who's going to school and getting dual doctorates, and you're an Uber driver and a musician, you're unequally yoked, man. You know that. And if you wanted her to wait on your potential, I think you're too young to be worried about any of this stuff anyway. And what I'm hearing is a lack of maturity because you haven't got there yet. if she had a father who was a productive, competitive, successful man, do you think he would have accepted you as an adequate son-in-law?
No.
Then it's not about her.
I was saying black women in general. That was just the relationship.
But see, you talk about black women in general, and just like with black women, I get specific. You can't talk about general if you can't handle it specifically in your life. You can't come in and saying that about black women being your enemy. How is that woman your enemy?
I feel like despite the things that I wanted
How
to
is
do,
that woman your enemy?
throughout the entire relationship, man, it was
You
a
shouldn't have
teardown.
been in
It
the
was the
French
same
toast
thing.
relationship.
I agree with you on that point.
Take ownership and accountability for the fact that you shouldn't have been
I
trying
do.
to. No, you don't.
I do.
Coming in. I'm going to make a suggestion here. I've said this before that I don't care what women tell you, black women in particular, they want to date a man who can pay all of the bills. I don't make this the rule. That's just what it is. And if you cannot pay the majority or all the bills, don't be dealing with women who want to be able to pay all the bills. You can't come in here and say that all these. In the Zoom room, there are 42 people waiting. Raise your hand if you have a disagreement. I'm not going to keep going through that because I don't believe 42 people have a disagreement. I can't believe what I just heard. It's black women's fault. They're my enemy. That's some weak shit, man. That was some weak stuff. Oh, I don't see anybody with their hand raised in the Zoom room. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to admit everybody. I'm just going to start bumping you one at a time. Boo, 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 boo. I don't think y'all are paying attention over here. So here's what we're going to do. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can do that. Now, the raise your hand is an actual button. All right, so let's do this. Read all upon entry. All right, so we got those people lined up over there. Got too many folks in here. Jeremiah, are you ready? Hello.
How you doing?
How old are you?
23.
What's the disagreement?
I don't really have a disagreement. Only disagreement I would have is that I feel like
Okay.
you give men that last caller. I feel like you give men like that a platform. That would be my only disagreement.
I give him a what?
No, that would be my only disagreement. I feel like you give that last caller. I feel like you give men like that a platform, or you make them more comfortable to say the things that they say. That's my only disagreement.
Okay. I don't give anybody a platform. I can't control what people say. You got to listen to hear what people have to say. What do y'all think I am? What do y'all think this is? You don't know what somebody's going to say until they say it. Hello?
Good evening, Mr. Samuels. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
I am 22 years old.
What's the disagreement?
My disagreement is more of a counterpoint towards your image shifting. I believe it was ruggish, refined. What was the third one? Forgive me. It was ruggish, refined, and
The three keystones of the three foundational images, they exist. What's the disagreement?
in terms of image shifting, how can we, how can Black men that are more towards the refined or the less majority, how can they be in these positions for a relationship? I know I'm thinking a little bit too early, but in terms of people that are
either you fit into one of these categories more or less one way. What's the disagreement? That the categories exist?
No. The disagreement is mostly how can people, Black men that are more into the minority categories be seen more since like the
young man, that's not a disagreement. A
no, it's not.
disagreement is you said this tastes good and I think it doesn't. This is not a disagreement. Thank you. Guys, come on now. I got too many people on here. And y'all are just trying to get on and talk. I'm about to boot everybody and start all over again because I'm really trying to handle this as much as possible. But you guys often ask me, why don't I talk to men? Because I tend to get an overload of guys and you're not sticking to the topic. So we're going to go over here. And the first thing we're going to do is starting from the top. Gene, unmute yourself. Hello? How old are you? What is your disagreement at 19 years old? I didn't say you have to be. I didn't say you have to be. I said it's a suggestion. You can do whatever you want to. Okay, I didn't say you have to be. I just said it's a suggestion. Okay? You can do whatever you want to. You got to be able to take care of the responsibility of it, though. That's the point. All right. All right. We got too many folks here. Bounce out, please. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This room is far too full. I'm going to load this over here. Yeah, this is why I said you do better trying to get in on the eCam call because I can see who's over here. Everyone has their hand raised. Let's see. Hello, Christopher.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good. How old are you?
I am 34.
All right. What's your disagreement?
It's simply this. Do you somehow think that maybe indirectly that you might be kind of, I understand, like you're the main kind of face for high value and everything like that, but indirectly you might be kind of pushing down the average man on the pole?
Nope.
Because like with your popularity and the
Nope.
more you
Nope. I didn't make it. I don't make people want what they want. How can one man have all this power? You think that me telling women, where do you think the term high value came from? I didn't originate it.
right, it's been around as you say before you,
It's
and
part of
these men have
hypergamy.
always
So, and you're 34. Six figures has
yes,
been around since 1985.
correct.
Do you watch my show?
I do.
How often do women call in all saying they pretty much want the same man?
A lot. Pretty much
So how can I
95 to
how can I
99%.
push anybody down if that's what's already out there?
Well, because it seems like the more and more popularity that you're gaining, I mean, women are starting to
No,
catch
that's the
on.
cart before the horse. They want what they want. You can't make me responsible for that, man. Because what am I supposed to
No,
do? I mean, because on the other hand, it would be to say, well, if you stop talking about high value, then they wouldn't want it.
I mean, you're introducing new concepts and phrases. Like I'm hearing women talk about hypergamy and younger women,
It's
where they
not my concept of phrase. See, the problem, let me just say this, and this may not be you, but one of the problems is we need to read more as black people. We think that you heard me say it, that means that it was the first part. That's why everybody's asking, I got credit for this, I got credit for that. It's because we don't read. We stick in our very narrow bands and we act like this stuff is new. It's not new. It's just new to us. Now, what does that say? But it doesn't change the fact that it's what women want, no matter how you define it.
even with the average women.
Have you heard any woman who are average say they didn't want a man who was earning more money?
Not on your show. Not on your show.
So what's the real issue? That women want more than the average man?
Yeah, well, it seems like the more and more as they people get more familiar.
Let's just cut to the chase. Who's that a problem for?
That's a problem for I guess you could say the average man.
Yep, always has been. There's always a VIP line. There's always a Mercedes dealership. There's always a Bentley dealership. There are always going to be people more than have less. I advocate for the average man, but the average man knows that he's average. I didn't set up this society. If anything, you should be happy that I'm talking about what I'm talking about because it's highlighting the problem of hypergamy out of control.
I'm happy, and I think it's necessary, but I don't think you're directly trying to do it. That's why I was saying indirectly.
Then if I am then if I'm indirectly doing it, oh well. I mean, guys, you got a vaccine? Did you get a vaccine?
No, I didn't.
Have you been vaccinated? You're 34. You've been vaccinated for mumps and polio.
Yes.
You know how many people died as a direct result of vaccine trials? But did the greater good get served?
Correct.
Thank you. We got to stop looking for damn perfection with black folk. I mean, I get your point, but I can't be. I didn't do anything that's not already out there. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. This. Who's at the top? Lower hand. Anthony, unmute yourself. All right, he just went away. Okay. All right. We're going to have to start this all over again. There are too many people in here. Too many people put all in the waiting room. Hold on. In meeting. Let's see. Let's do this one. Hello?
Could you put me off camera, please?
No, you're directly where you need to be on camera. You can't.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, this is the on camera link.
Oh, well, I don't want to be on YouTube, rather.
Okay, you gotta go. The As Godfather gets priority side by side, but you must be on camera. Hello.
Oh, great. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How old are you?
Hey, I just turned 30.
All right. What's your disagreement?
So this goes back to the rogue, the rugged, and the refined.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe you said something about the rogue not being able to build a community.
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah. Rogues don't typically
Yeah, so
build
I believe you
communities.
said something about the rogue man not being able to build a community.
Yep. That's typically not what happens.
Okay, so I want to kind of just
What rogues do you know?
I'm sorry.
What men who are rogue build? Do you have an example of this people of somebody who's done this?
No, I don't.
Okay. Then what's the
I just
disagreement?
believe that.
It doesn't
Well,
matter what you
to my
believe.
understanding, these
It
are new
doesn't matter
terms to
what
me.
you. It doesn't matter what you
So I was
believe.
wondering if you could.
It doesn't matter what you believe. It matters what you can show. You got to demonstrate it. You can't just give me an opinion.
Okay, so could the rogue man not be the common worker?
That's an employee. He may actually do the work, but okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's not the same thing. All right. See, I told you one of the problems is going to be this whole notion of high value. And so many guys don't like the term or the concept of high value, trying to wedge different things into high value. You can't do that. You can say it, but you got to prove it. I'm going to restart Zoom because there are too many people in Zoom, and everybody can have a disagreement over there. So we're going to restart Zoom. Just a second. Derek, you're walking around. I can't see.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, man?
How are you? How old are you?
How about now? Pretty good. 52. Pretty much we
Okay.
the same age.
All right. What's your disagreement?
Well, you older than me. Anyways, my disagreement is there's one thing. Every time when you have a conversation about, with a sister or something like that, you always throw saying, you know what, if it was Marisol or Becky, she would behave, her voice, this and that. Like, where did you get that? How'd you came up with that? I mean, that
That's
you
not a
know them,
disagreement. That's
that
not
they
a
behave.
disagreement. That's not a disagreement.
Oh, well, my disagreement is because they crazy too.
Okay.
They're crazy women
Okay.
because
Okay.
I mean, no one talks about.
Okay. They're crazy women. They're crazy women everywhere. But I speak in broad generalizations that are broadly true for most people. 7 billion people on the planet. I can't speak for everything. That's ridiculous. We try to make everything. This is splitting hairs, my friend.
Well, I understand that part, but it's
Do
just
you?
in general the bigger picture for me.
Okay. Okay. Guys, please, disagreements. Tonight we've had, I don't like the 3 categories. I don't like that you can't speak about everybody. Okay. Come on, guys. Y'all sit around and talk about the women. Y'all got to do better. You got to make a better showing, gentlemen. Well, you said that these folks are this. I certainly did. Well, you don't talk about the other women, and I'm not going to. I can't talk about everybody all the time. What is it that you guys are expecting? I mean, seriously. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to just a second, guys. I'm going to restart the Zoom. We're gonna restart Zoom, and then on the Ask Godfather side, we're gonna do this. Yeah, guys. Here we go. Do 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 do. Is the internet still going? Seems like we're having a slowdown in the internet here. All right, forget it. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do it 1-to-1. Anthony, you ready? Hello.
Hey, what's
I
going
can't hear
on?
you. Hey, how are you?
I'm
All
doing
right.
awesome.
What's your disagreement?
The only thing I disagree with is the colorism in the black community. I do believe that it is colorism amongst, I remember watching the videos when women were talking about the colorism thing and you were denying it, saying that it
When
wasn't
have I ever
colorism. And
denied
I definitely
colorism?
know.
When have I ever denied colorism?
Now, you was telling the dark skinned women that, it wasn't because of their complexion. And I've
Look, dude,
dated dark skinned women. And
I'm talking to men tonight.
yeah,
Men's issues. What
men's
did I
issues.
say
Okay.
earlier? What did I say earlier? There's always going to be prejudice. There's always going to be some sort of ism for us
Yeah.
all. That is part of the human condition. What did I say was going to be required?
Yeah.
What did I say was going to be required?
I just tuned in. I don't remember what you were
Right.
talking about
Well,
earlier, but I do have an issue.
then do respect. I said you
Okay,
need to make
I'll
yourself
talk about an
powerful
issue
enough to
about the
where
men.
then that you need to make yourself powerful enough to where it doesn't bother you. So you
Yeah.
go
No,
ahead.
I'm just saying, like, so I'll talk about an issue with the men. The thing
What have
I
I talked
disagree
about?
with the
If
men.
you've just tuned in, okay, wait, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I apologize for talking about the issue with the women. So the issue with the men that I disagree with, which is on topic, is just giving a high value man like a green card to cheat, saying like it's okay for him to exercise
When have
his
I ever said
options.
that?
No, I'm saying like you basically
I
give
didn't
a man, a
basically
high
say.
value man,
I didn't
the green
basically
light.
say. Okay, how old are you again?
I'm 38.
Okay, I'm gonna hold as a man. I'm gonna hold you. I don't basically say what I say, please.
I mean, you say he exercises his option
I said high
to
value
cheat.
men don't cheat. They exercise
Yeah, he
options.
exercises
And
options.
that's
Yeah.
what they do. Do they have to exercise them?
No, they don't. But
Thank
after I
you.
read a lot of
When
the
have I ever said
comments,
it's mandatory?
yeah, it's not mandatory. It's
When
just
have I ever
I
said that
talked
high
to
value men get a pass on cheating or exercising options?
no,
When have I ever said that?
no. I'm not saying you. Well, yeah, you didn't say it. I'm just saying
No,
like talking to other guys who watch you, they kind of
I don't
feel
give a
like they
shit
have
what they say. I am responsible for who?
for yourself in your own comments.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Could you stand up to this? Anthony said so and so. Could you stand? Would you want to be held accountable to that?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's not fair. Yeah. I'm just telling you what other guys, how they look at
I'm
it.
saying I don't care about, but when
Yeah,
it's a
that's on them.
disagreement,
You're right.
you're taking a very. Here's the thing, I am trying to have conversations with disagreements, and I really wanted to get to the people who have disagreement. And if you don't have a real disagreement, just let the show flow. We talked about colorism, and then something somebody else said that takes away from the show. I only talk to men very little, so appreciate it, guys. If you don't have a real disagreement or a real issue, please fall back. So when y'all ask me why don't I talk to men more, because I get inundated with guys who really just want to talk about what they want to talk about. Here's the reality. Far too many men just want to be heard. And I understand that. But this ain't but I'm doing something here. All right, we're gonna keep going through though. Hello? Hello? You're on. RAFIZ. Hello?
Shit. You hear me?
Yes.
Do you hear me?
You have it. If you have
All right,
YouTube,
yeah.
if you have
I
on
got a
YouTube,
disagreement
hold
with
on, hold on,
a
hold on,
lot
hold
of
on, hold
things
on.
that you say, but
You have
I'll
YouTube
start with.
on in the background. You have YouTube on in the background, or if it's on TV, you're gonna hear it looping. Yeah, you got it playing in the background. You got something else. So, I can't hear you. I'm not listening. You're talking to yourself. So, I'll try one more time. Unmute yourself.
How the fuck you? Oh, you hear me?
I can now.
Do
How
you
old
hear
are
me?
you? Yes. How old are you?
All right. 31.
Okay. What's your disagreement?
I was just listening to what you was talking to it was the one guy that got on here and he was talking about that he make 45,000 a year. And he ended up saying that he can't support a family, but a lot of times when you talk about average men, you talk about
What is your disagreement?
around 45, 50.
What is your disagreement?
That you told him he should that he shouldn't even be thinking about marriage because he makes 45,000 a year.
That's
Well,
not what I
that's
said.
literally everything
That's
you
not
go
what I
against. That's
said.
literally everything.
That's not what I said.
So,
that's not what I said. It's not why I told him you shouldn't be looking for marriage.
You
Not what
said
I
he was
said.
unevenly yoked with.
That's not what I said. Okay. Oh, you want to hear what I?
Yoked.
Okay. There may be a slight delay, but that's not what I said. I said I asked him if he could provide for a family. What did he say?
No.
That's why he shouldn't be looking for a wife. That's what I said. That's what I said. And I also said, in my opinion, at 28, you are too young to really be doing this, especially when you haven't figured out what it is you're going to be doing. Had nothing to do with $45,000 a year. You're wrong on that.
Right. Okay. Now, let me say this.
What is your disagreement? Do you have a disagreement about something that you bring to the table, or are you going to have a disagreement about something I said to someone else?
Okay, I'll speak for myself.
Thank you.
All right. Now, another thing that I believe to be true is the hypermasculinity in Black women. matter about if you're a high earner or not. This is a lot of generational things that's happened to them. So
What's the
like
disagreement with what I say?
the disagreement with what you say is being a high earning male, you'll get like a different reaction
That's not
from
what I
black
said.
women. So what, like, clarify that.
No, there's no clarification. You want me to clarify? All right. Here's what I find frustrating. You're asking me to clarify things that I am extremely careful about what I say. If you misheard something about making money, I didn't say making money is going to make a woman behave. But you cannot deny that when the marital rate drops substantially, couples making $250,000 or more. That's just a fact.
Say that one more time, because it kind of
The divorce rate drops dramatically for couples earning $250,000 or more. What is your disagreement about what I say? Because I'm not hearing anything that you said. You said A, B, and C. You have more of a disagreement with what that I say.
Well, I started off with a disagreement that you said, and then you wanted me to make it about something that I seen from the past. I'm talking about what you're speaking on tonight. You had a gentleman on.
Okay, sir. The purpose of this show is if there's something you have a disagreement about what I say, because here's the problem. I'm not going to go back and talk about what you misheard. This is second and third hand information. You've already demonstrated. Okay, sir, please. I have plenty of people. If you don't have a specific disagreement about something I said, I'm going to the next person.
Okay. I'm speaking about something you said, sir.
Do you have a specific disagreement that you're bringing? Nothing about I've said tonight. What do you have? Go.
That a man is unevenly yoked, being an average man with a woman that's going for a double degree. That doesn't make him unevenly yoked with her.
Okay, well then that's your opinion.
Well, you speak on this because you
that's
always
your opinion.
say that
I said you're unevenly. So if you believe something different, then here's the thing. Okay, you can't overtalk me. Here's the thing. If you believe that a man who's an Uber driver and a musician is equally yoked to a woman who's going to get a dual degree in biochemistry and some other science, knock yourself out. I don't know many people who would think that they're evenly yoked. He did not even say they were evenly yoked. So you're not even making arguments that he didn't make. See, your problem is you just have a problem. It seems to me that you have a problem with that there are differences in socioeconomic statuses and classes. And that tends to be a big problem in the black community. We don't like that money matters, education matters, and there are things in social classes and socioeconomic statuses. Every other group seems to figure this out, but we think that everybody's equal and ain't nobody bigger or worse than the other. We all black. That ain't how this world works.
Can I add something?
Sure.
Now, a person's job title, whether or not their job title, if they're say a musician, that like a producer or something like that. We were speaking on average men making the income of 45 to 50,000 a year. That's what we're speaking on. We're not speaking on job.
No,
title,
you mix subjects.
Right?
You mix subjects, man. You mix subjects. That's what you did. And here's the problem. That's why I asked you about your specific disagreement, because you came in talking about a conversation that you were third party to. You mixing subjects. That's the problem. This is hearsay. I know the conversation I had with that man. He's not even making the arguments you're making. That's why I keep asking you, what is your specific disagreement about things that I specifically say and you don't have them? So I'm going to bid you a good evening. Thank you. No. This is more this. Let me say something to you men. Get out of your feelings. You're not gonna sit here and try to make it seem like you don't talk down to average men. That's bullshit. I defend average men all the time, but you are going to have to accept that women make a distinction between men and their income. Hypergamy is not a Kevin Samuels invention. And far too many people in our community, we try to act as though I'm a man just like you a man, and he a man and I'm a man. That is fantasy. Fantasy. Our black women don't think that way. They make distinctions. And y'all sound crazy trying to argue this. I'm gonna take a few more and I'm gonna go ahead and bounce because and I'm gonna ask specifically if I need you to have a disagreement about something. Don't talk about what's I heard you say something to another man. No. I can't see who that is. Dan. Are you ready? Have you been on already? No. Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How old are you?
35.
All right. What's your disagreement?
First of all, I want to commend you on your show. I mean, I watch you every day, so you're doing a phenomenal job. I think you really try to highlight, and I think a lot of the listeners that I've been listening to, they don't watch your show, so they're not familiar with your content. But my disagreement would be that I do feel that there should be a better way to bring the men and women together, because from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of harshness coming in tone. And I don't think a lot of women are used to that because of the society we're in.
So your
I'm sorry,
disagreement is with my tone?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Then you go do it.
I respect that. I respect that. I can respect that. I just feel that women aren't accustomed to men of that.
Were you raised by your
caliber.
father?
Yes.
I'm asking because you keep talking about feeling, how you feel. I feel. That is a big trigger word, especially around men's content. Women talk about how they feel. Tell me about what you know and what you think.
Gotcha. Well, what I know is women have a very hard time with men that are as strong toned as you come across.
So
they don't seem to receive that as well as someone with a softer tone.
Really? Does it matter how they receive it, or does it matter what they do about it?
Well, yeah.
No, that's a question I'm asking you. What matters more?
It matters more what they do with the information.
Well, then I challenge you to go look at what some of my detractors, people who tell women what they want to hear, and go find the amount of women who tell them, you saved my marriage. I'm getting married because of you. You made me a better woman. I didn't like what you had to say, but now I'm better. Go look in their comment section. Go look at how many videos the women have made to them, and come back and tell me how they rank next to mine.
You're right.
My question is, as a black man, why are you coming here making an emotional argument about tone when we got such a problem with our women?
Well, I think I'm making that argument simply because more black women, they're listening to your content. I see more and more people having discussions.
Well, let me reframe this. Why, as a man, are you giving me the emotional argument based upon outcomes?
I don't really see that many that much of a good outcome, honestly.
Of who? For me or for them?
Well, black women. I mean,
no.
Black women.
My tone aside, I'm getting outcomes. Yes. The people who tell them you're a queen and a goddess, are they getting women married, going back to their husbands, reframing how they look at men? You say you follow my content, right?
You're right. You're right. I
Who's
don't
getting the
see
outcome?
you're getting more outcome. I mean, I will give
So
you
as a
that.
man, how are you going to come to me as a man who's getting a better outcome and tell me about a tone?
Well, simply because I just feel like because
Again,
your
with the
tone.
feeling. See, the problem is when you say this, you weaken us. You sound soft saying this shit.
But how is that?
Cause you sound like. Listen to what the men are gonna go back and go look in the comment section after this video, and I feel. I don't. If I'm getting a different outcome, which is a better outcome, damn the tone. It's the outcome. And if you're saying you see the same outcome, why do you care so much about the tone?
Because I don't think the majority of women are receiving what you're saying the
It's
right
not
way.
for the majority of women. And the majority of women are being told they're queens and goddesses. And what is that doing for the majority of women?
But if the majority of women are not receiving your content properly,
If
how
the
can
majority of women are being told they're queens and goddesses and you're tens, what are the outcomes to that? See, this is our problem as black men right here. You want me to moderate my tone when it's getting a better outcome than the moderated tones.
But my point is, I don't think it's being received by women as well as it would be if it was a tad bit better. Trust me, I'm not saying to change your complete tone. That's not what I'm saying, because I respect
Yes, you
your
are. I mean,
content.
but what you're making is a feelings-based argument. If you change your tone, then what? Okay, let's say it your way. If I change my tone, what percentage increase do you think I would get?
I think you would get a lot more.
What percentage increase do you think I would get?
At least 15 to 20. At least a 15 or 20% increase.
I don't think so. And you're basing that based on what?
Just based off, once again, like you mentioned, my anecdotal.
Right.
People just.
Right. You have nothing to base that on. I want you to sit there and ponder that. You want me to change what's getting outcomes, verifiable, and you're saying 15 to 20% based upon nothing. That's how men operate. That's how we think. See, I'm challenging you. I'm challenging this because there are going to be black women who are going to come around and say, "Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but we can't be like this because no other group of men thinks like this." It is weak thinking. No, it works. And if I'm not getting everybody, so what? I'm doing far better than the people telling they're queens and goddesses. And you can't come tell me that if you moderated your message, you get about 15 to 20% more. You can't say that. Somebody could easily come along and say he could lose 50%.
But you have to understand, a lot of people may only watch your content not because they're trying to better.
But do you understand that they could make the same argument? You could lose 50% based upon their anecdotal evidence. Could someone make the same argument? You could lose. True or false?
I mean, that's true. You could always lose followers or lose.
Well, so it's a counter argument. And what I'm saying is what you're saying doesn't make it's not rooted in anything other than your feelings.
The reason I say that, okay, first of all, you just said I use the word feelings too much. So I was raised in a household with both my father and a mother. So my mother is a very strong-willed person. My father he's also a very strong-willed person. So, but he always taught me you catch more flies with honey than vinegar or something along that line. But anyway, it's an old school term, but he always used that term. So he always trained me to say there's a time and place to be very strong and stern, and there's a time and place to kind of fall back and use your softer side.
And you're watching a platform with a man who's been on for a year.
Yeah. Well, I think
grown from 50,000 subscribers to almost 1 million.
Yes.
Who's a professional salesperson who is trained in what you're talking about. Monday through Friday, I do this.
Yes, I agree.
And
actually, you
don't think that I know the things you're talking about, but I also know as a salesperson and as a marketer, as a presenter, people respond to authenticity and actual outcomes.
But I understand it. I'm a marketing manager. I understand.
Then what you're saying is not even make good business sense. It's based in nothing.
What I'm saying is not about business. What I'm saying is it's about relationships. It's about
It is
building
about business. You
opportunities.
said getting more people is about increasing an outcome. It's
No,
business. It can
but
be both.
okay, but I thought your content was about building the Black community, building our
It
community.
is. And who's getting a better
creating better
outcome?
relationships.
Who's getting the better damn outcome? Is it Derek Jackson and Steve Harvey telling you queens and everything else? Or is it this? Have you seen any videos saying, I got my husband because of Derek Jackson? Derek Jackson saved my marriage. Steve Harvey did this. Have you seen any of those videos?
Of course, I watch all that content.
No, you've seen women come out and say, I found my husband listening to these guys, following this information.
No, but they do follow that stuff an awful
I didn't
lot.
ask you, okay, have you seen any videos saying that Kevin Samuels is the reason I married? There are 5 on my channel right now.
Yes, but they may not just produce that stuff.
Jesus.
I mean, I understand that. You produce it. You produce results. I will grant you that. They may not produce that or put that content or information out there to the general public. That's all I'm saying. My thing is, you would get more viewers. You would get a better outcome just if
I like okay, you're right. I like the outcome I'm getting. This is what I'm going to do, and it's working. And until you can show me something that's going to work better, show me somebody who has faster growth, more views, more consistent outcomes. Show me somebody. Show me one person. Give me the business reason to do it.
You're right.
Then stop. Then stop, please. Because I don't like when we do this as men. I try to be nice, but there's no business reason. There's no practical reason. This is in your feelings.
I guess I was thinking your content was supposed to bring the Black family back together. Bring
Holy
men and women
shit.
back together.
How many times have I... Can somebody else do it? Let me bring somebody else on.
But you're not. But
if people are getting, if there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 couples getting married because of me, that's bringing the Black family back. Go.
But for
every
5
listen, please. 5 people, 5 couples, Black couples married.
Sure.
Dozens of women in the comment section. I'm a better wife. All kind of shout outs across YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't like the fact that we feel like we got to talk to our women in such a sugar and spice and everything nice when we are in a crisis. 1 in 4 will marry. 80% of children born out of wedlock. And you're coming to me with the same liberal, weak-wristed bullshit. Be nicer. Say it honeyed. Say it sweet. That ain't got us nothing. We need some good old-fashioned truth-telling.
But this generation of women aren't receiving.
Holy shit. You're still going.
They're not. I mean, honestly, they're not receiving it. I understand. Totally
Okay, I know
what you're
disrespect. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
You ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Got any children?
No, I don't.
Got a girlfriend?
No.
I got several. I've been married, got kids. I think I know women better than you. You want to start pulling rank. I'm trying to be nice, man. Don't tell me about women if you ain't had no success with them, even fail with them.
I got you, brother. I won't even argue with you on that.
You can't argue this shit. I tried to let you off, man, but you're still pushing this point. Rooted in nothing.
Because I don't think you understand what I'm getting to. My point is, you may have 4 or 5 or maybe even 10 people that come on and say they've gotten married, but the majority, I'm focused more on the majority. That's all. I'm just saying the majority of women are not receiving it. They're pushing back. If you've got 1,000 women and only 10 women are getting married out of 1,000, then the majority aren't receiving it. That's the only thing I'm trying to get to. Once again, I respect your content.
And let me give you, and let me get you to know the problem in what you're thinking. It's the bird in the hand versus in the bush. You're a marketing person. You should understand a tipping point. What percentage do you need to reach a tipping point?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, what do you think?
To reach a tipping point, at least 40 to 50%.
10%.
Okay.
So I don't need 1,000. When 100 will do. You're trying to reach the masses. You'll never reach the masses. But when you reach a critical mass or a tipping point of 10%, the rest of the market tends to follow. Do you see people responding to my content? Do you see it starting conversations? How many platforms have you seen that have responded to Kevin Samuels? How many platforms have you seen where a black man is sitting next to a black woman and they're responding to this video? And then you look in the comment section. How many comedians are talking about it? How many people? What are you talking about?
I grant you that. I grant you that. You do have that. You do have you have started the conversation. So I would definitely.
And now you're trying to tell me do it different when it's working. And it's based in nothing.
But I'm not saying
if you had a business and it was working and you were number one and you were making progress and destroying your competition, you would go into the shareholders and we're going to change and do it this way now. They tell you you're out of your gosh darn mind.
Let me ask you this. So do you feel that even if you were to change slightly, not 100%, but just change maybe 15%, that you would be able to get more?
Notice the question you just asked me, do you feel like, the question you asked me is, do you feel like if I did this? I don't do business based on feelings. I'm a man.
Well, do you think
no,
if you changed?
No.
Okay.
Because if I did, I'd do it. Do I strike you as somebody who's not smart enough to be able to read the tea leaves?
I get it. It's your content. I get it.
It's not about my content. It's about what you have to understand is what you're saying doesn't work. It doesn't work. We've tried it that way. It doesn't work. And I need more men to have some steel in their spine and start standing up and sounding more like me instead of like you. That's where you're failing your black brothers. This sounds weak. All women don't have to take us seriously. We got to go talk to them nicer. I'm going to tell them the truth and respect them as being the strong women that they are and understand that they are smart enough to be able to make a decision. 1 in 4 of you will marry. Either you change the way you pick a mate or you'll buy a dog and die alone. I'm going to give them the benefit of being smart enough to use that PhD that they have and know that they're not getting the outcomes that they were marketed that they would get by being apart from their man, by calling themselves strong, independent. I don't need no man. That ain't working.
But they're not hearing you because they can't get past the hard experience.
All right. No, they've heard too much of men who think like you. Where are your balls? Seriously, you're saying they're not hearing you. How many people in this show right now? How many people in the show right now?
I can't see. I don't know.
They're not hearing you. My videos average 400,000 views. They're not hearing me. They're hearing me. You better believe they're hearing me.
Hearing you based on. Hearing you.
All right, man. You got it. You're right. You're right. And this is what I mean about power, money, and sex. I'm not going to argue with you, bro. But you got nothing to base what you're saying on. You got nothing to base what you're saying on except feelings. And I respect your feeling, but I don't do things based on feelings. And even if I did, I don't feel like what you're saying is going to work because I've seen that it doesn't. 25,000 people in here. What you're saying, man, what you're saying, brother, is you've got nothing other than a feeling.
But are they watching for the shock value? Or are they actually
Who gives a shit? They're watching. That's the point. They're watching. And how many women have come? See, if you were really a watcher of mine, you would know that women come over and say, you know what? I thought this, but until I watched an entire video myself, and then I heard the logic, I heard the facts, I heard the stats, I heard this.
I've heard that. I've watched you for the last few years when you started out with men. So I've been watching your content.
Then understand that it's working. And now you're saying, well, if you just tweaked it a little bit, you get more. Well, you know what? The Colonel got 11 herbs and spices. Well, if you put 13 in, you get about a 20% bump in customers. I don't think so. The formula works. And I'm still got a man who's sitting here telling me, nah, I don't feel like it's going to work that way. And I'm asking you based on what? And you haven't said anything except I just feel this way. All right, based in what? I'm listening. Based in what?
Based off of the conversations that I have with women that detest the content. And I'm an advocate saying, hey, listen to
They
him.
detest the content. Are they over 30?
Yes.
Do they tend to be overweight?
Some.
Any of them have children out of wedlock?
They all do. I got you.
Any of them college graduates?
I got you. I see where you're going.
But if they listen to me, do you think they would get better outcomes?
If they actually paid attention.
Right. Do you think I'm the first person that told them if you lost some weight, you'd have a better health and get a better outcome?
But that's the problem. They're not.
No, it's not the problem. See, it's not the problem of information. See, you just defeated your own argument. It's not the information. They've been given the information several different ways. The problem is they've been given the information spoon-fed and soft. And you know how many people watch me and can't stand it, but they're still sitting there saying, I can't stand it. But they listen. And then they're wondering, why are they watching them? Because the women are getting something out of it. And what I don't understand is why, as a man, you're not on this side saying, yeah, instead of saying softer. We should be going harder. We're behind. Black boys are reading at a 4th grade level. These very mothers you're talking about, how are their sons doing? Would you want to be stepdaddy to any of them?
No, sir.
Then don't tell me about softening a message when we're failing our next generation of boys. And we're failing because they hear men who are sitting back saying, yeah, it'd be nicer. No other race of men has to be this damn nice.
But no other race is as combative with one another as we are.
No other race of men need to be stronger than we do. See, this is where it falls on us. Brother, I keep saying the problem is brothers who think like you're too weak for this fight. I guarantee you this. Men who go into a place talking like me walk away with more of the women than you do. Regardless as to how they look, women follow leadership and strength. Or do you disagree?
I agree with that. They do follow strength. I mean, in the business world, strength always comes out on top. So
why can't black men be strong?
Because I think we're dealing with a different generation of women nowadays. They don't
really
receive it.
Did you look at the last president you had? You can chuckle all you want to, but he inspired people to riot on the Capitol, didn't he?
Yeah, you're right.
Obama couldn't even. What did Obama get us? Don't tell me about the generations. See, this is where black women make a valid critique. It is our responsibility not to worry about the motherfucking generation, the price of tea in China, gas, how tight your shoes are. We got to grab our balls and be fucking men. Even the ones that weren't raised. I wasn't raised this way. You have to make yourself a man worth being followed. And you don't do it with nice words. You do it by grabbing your balls and getting ready to fight. Because if we can't fight our women, how the fuck we gonna fight the world? They don't respect us because our women don't respect us.
I agree.
You know how many times I've been in corporate America where people have asked me, how do you put up with that? Janice is a hell of a spitfire, such and so forth. They laugh at us. I've been on golf courses and in boardrooms. I could never put up with a woman like Brenda. Wow, Helen is so sweet. She's a Spitfire. That Spitfire is a way for saying something else. They hold our manhood cheap because we are so weak that our women are walking around with long colored fingernails, furry slippers, pajamas, and bonnets, weighing more than men at our height, cussing at us. And you want to be nice to that? Fuck that. Appreciate it though, man. It's time. I had to go. Time was running out on that. I mean, I understand where he was coming from, but I'm gonna make a hard pause right here because I don't want this to get sliced. The United States long-held policy is you don't negotiate with terrorists. I refuse to go like to be like that one brother saying that black women are our enemy. That's how you get there. By abdicating power. I refuse to do that. That's how we get there, by saying, well, you know, sugar and spice and everything nice. When what they really want is a man to say, no, that's not right. And sometimes you'll say no and you may be dead ass wrong, but you still need to maintain your masculine frame so that at least can say, shit, at least he stood on something. I mean, one of these noodle back, wishy-washy ass, they don't want that. And I've been on both sides. And when I was that way, I got horrible outcomes in the long term with money and resources. That's why I don't sit down and ever say that it's their fault. We have to man the fuck up. Good show. We're going to do it again on Monday. On Wednesday night, we talk about money. We talk about the M. We talk about the M. Part of it's going to be money. Prepare to get your feelings hurt. Because money matters. Because money matters. Because money matters. Then Friday night, we're going to round it out. Friday, same thing on Instagram, same format. Gentlemen, you got to be ready with your disagreements about something I talk about. Be concise. It's not your time to, you know, you got to be quick. There are a lot of people. There was over 100 people trying to jump in this show at any one given time. I appreciate everybody showing up, but that's what we got to do. Until the next time, we got to do what we got to do. Peace. We're gone. Shout out to the CIA. One love is FBI. Link for the self-awareness assessment will be down in the description. Be watching for the video releasing.
What I'm getting into.
I'm a PhD.
Nothing can stop me.
I'm a.
Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way I follow.
You know what? I am a strong, independent woman.
Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
I rebuke.
So tell your good night. I'll make you famous. So find no matter what. Yeah.
I'm a PhD. Shout out to all the callers. Let's get it going, fellas. Lace them up. Time to get in the game. I will say this. Black women are not our enemy. Peace out. We're gone.